My name is Chris Heemskerk. I'm a keynote speaker, and I'm the founder and CEO of the Innovation Alliance. The Innovation Alliance is a global network of tech executives and innovation leaders, and together we help companies develop breakthrough innovation capabilities. I'm originally from the Netherlands, and I've lived and worked in 4 countries. Previous engagements include Apple in Europe and Google in the United States, where I partnered with Harvard Business School on a case study about Google's innovation labs. Now, whenever I speak with leaders or CEOs, I like to ask them, is innovation important to your organization? And 9 out of 10 times they'll say, yes, Chris, of course. Of course innovation is important to us. What do you mean? So I assume then that you have a dedicated innovation strategy. And oftentimes they'll say, well, we have a corporate strategy or a business strategy, but not a dedicated innovation strategy. So hopefully then all the leaders across the organization know how to lead for innovation, meaning that they might know how to run a co-creation session with a client, they might be familiar with methods such as design thinking, they might know how to run a good old brainstorm, or even foster a culture of psychological safety among their teams. And a common reply is, well, you know what, Chris, we have great management, we have great leadership, but they don't necessarily know how to lead for innovation to happen. This is all quite new to them. Well, hopefully then, at least everyone across the organization, independent of team and geography, is at least aligned on the definition of innovation and how they can contribute to an innovation culture in their team and in their context. And oftentimes I'll get a reply, something along the lines of, well, you know what, I was at an offsite last week. I asked 20 different people and I got 40 different answers on the definition of innovation, and people don't really seem to know how to execute on these efforts in their team, in their context, and for their purpose. Now let's pause and rewind this for a second, because you might be thinking to yourself, hey, this is kind of ironic. On the one hand, leadership is saying that innovation is incredibly important to their organization. However, when we ask them about their plans, there seems to be no strategy in place. Leadership doesn't know how to lead for innovation, and people across the organization, independent of team and geography, all seem to be kind of all over the place on the definition itself and how to execute on it on a Monday morning. Now, I hope we can all conclude that there is still a lot of work to be done in this area. And I was personally fascinated about this because I wanted to demystify the beast of innovation. And over the last 5 years, I've been working on a model called the Innovation Scorecard to make innovation a repeatable and scalable effort across the organization. The model touches on innovation culture, organizational design, setting the organization up for success, leveraging external parties such as clients, suppliers, and stakeholders, and finally, effectiveness, measuring the efficacy of your innovation efforts. Now, we all know that there's a lot of keynote speakers out there, and many of them are fantastic. What makes a keynote by Chris Heemskerk unique? Well, I can tell you that I'm obsessed with digging deep, finding the truth, and challenging conventional wisdom. And in addition, I like to make things practical for companies, so that on a Monday morning at 9 a.m., they know exactly what to do and how to do it. Because all these frameworks are useless if you cannot action on them. Let me give you an example. You might be familiar with the saying, culture eats strategy for breakfast. Now, it turns out that the top management scholar, Peter Drucker, never actually said this. But more importantly, it suggests that culture and strategy are in stride with each other, that they compete with each other, that one is more important than the other, and that they're antagonists. Now imagine a CEO is saying, 2024 is going to be the year of sustainability. We're going to print double-sided, or don't print at all. We're going to practice a culture of sustainability. However, how credible is this leader going to be if they don't put any strategic pillars of sustainability in their roadmap, meaning that they're putting time, resources, and energy behind it, and maybe even short-term sacrifices to back this culture up, putting their money where their mouth is. Now, what this tells us is that strategy is always practiced in context of a certain culture. And you can't really force a culture to happen if you don't take the strategic decisions and short-term sacrifices to back this culture up. When leading for innovation, strategy and culture are not antagonists. They are one and the same thing.